So, I live in Taiwan and I'm moving back to Australia in about 2 months. And because moving countries is very expensive, I have to get rid of a lot of books. I have way too many books. So, today I'm going to be digging through the books that I predict I will like the least. I'm looking at my most controversial and low rated books, my most obscure books, the books that almost have no ratings, and my books that are so obscure they're not even on Goodreads. Who is she? I hope you enjoy this video. Okay, hello everyone, I'm Minggu. As you may or may not know, I live in Taiwan. So my bookshelf, I put all of my TBRs on the same shelves. The books I haven't read yet are all together. I haven't read any of these books and I really need to find a way to get rid of as many of my books as I can. It'll cost so much money to transport it from Taiwan to Australia and then I open a book and I'm like, oh, I hate this. Like, that doesn't make sense. So I'm gonna try a wacky method. So the best way to get rid of the bad books is I'm going to try and read the books with like the lowest ratings, obviously, but I'm also going to try and read the books that have the lowest reviews. I have some books that have like almost no reviews, and I have some books that don't even exist on the internet. And if they don't exist on the internet, are they even real? I don't know. I'm going to go through all of the books now and show you what they are. Oh, it's so dusty my floor. This is why people don't sit on the floor. Okay. So the first book that I actually have started is called What We Owe the Dead. This one is such a nice looking book, and it has a little flappy thing, and it's like mixed media. It has like pictures, and it has like transcribed like video, like chat and stuff. It's really interesting. Well, the way it's set up is very interesting. The actual plot itself is a bit, but I'm only 20 pages in, so I can't review it just yet. Book number 2. This Paradise Rot has like a 3.3, or on the story graph it's like 3.48. People seem to really hate this book. So I already started this one because I started it last night. I just like couldn't help myself. I was like so excited to do this video, but I was also like, okay, but I want to read this book now, and so I've already started. Page 26. I can see why people hate it because it's so crass. It's like very vulgar, but I actually kind of like it so far. Controversial, but we'll see how it goes. I haven't read the reviews, so I don't know like why people don't like it. I just know that they don't like it. Okay, next, this one, I think it's like a children's book. It is 200 pages. It's set in Rwanda. Scholastic. Oh god. Yeah, this is a children's book. Written by like an, I guess, African author. I think it might have Christian undertones. I guess we'll see. But it has like 10 reviews online, I think. Or maybe it was 40. But the reviews that it does have are really positive. So like, I don't know, it's some, when books have really low, when books don't have many reviews, but all the reviews are really, really positive, it's like kind of suspicious. So we will see. Okay. As far as obscure goes, this is such a good book. I can't believe I haven't read this yet. It's like, I think it's a Korean artist that like made this. I guess it's like a kid's book for adults or something. It's like about these fluffy animals that are in a school, and the graphic design of this book is so cute. Can you see everything going on here? This is such a good book. I'm so happy that I bought this, and I can't believe I haven't read it yet. So this is like, I'm gonna read this so soon. Yeah, I couldn't find anything online. I guess it doesn't like have any reviews, so maybe I'll be the first. Okay. Why do I have a 2008 edition of Lonely Planet Italy on my TBR? You may be asking. And it's a good question because this is stupid. But I was going on holiday and I found this to Italy, like I went last year, and I found this for originally freaking, oh my god. These are so expensive. I got it for like 40 Taiwanese dollars, which is like $2 Australian. And I kind of just like, even though I know it's out of date, I thought it would just be kind of interesting regardless to just have a peruse. And it was really cool. Like every city has like, talks about like the history and the culture, and obviously it's gonna be quite outdated, but like I want to just like give it a try, read it. I've already read a bit of it, and it was pretty cool actually. I quite liked it, but like I don't know. I might get bored very fast. I might have to just throw it. Ew. Okay, this people seem to hate. The Penguin at Best Australian Short Stories. It's a collection of short stories from like the late 1800s up until like the 1980s in Australia. Short stories are already pretty hit and miss, or like mostly miss, and I find stories set in the Australian countryside really boring. And like Australia in like before the 1970s to me seems really boring. So like I think I'm gonna hate this, and I don't know why I even bought it. I think I bought it because I was worried I would feel nostalgic for Australia and want to like read something very Australian. But I don't think my nostalgia or like my homesickness will go this far. Okay, the next very Australian thing that I have, which is Wicked by Paul Jennings. This has very few. I got it for $4 at secondhand. It's got very few ratings. I remember loving it as a child, but I don't know if it'll be interesting to read as an adult. I haven't really like read much kids books. I just finished reading Winnie the Pooh, and like that was such a nice book as an adult to read. I also read Alice in Wonderland, and that was pretty cool as well. So like I'm kind of exploring like kids literature in English. It's interesting like to like read it as an adult. But sometimes obviously it's very predictable and very like obvious. Okay, this one has an average of 4 stars. It's called A Justice is a Woman. It's like 1920s historical romance. It sounds like absolutely like the worst, like absolutely not the sort of book that I want to read. Why did I buy this? Why did I buy this? And then why did I spend the money to transport this from Australia to Taiwan? Because I've been avoiding it because it just like seems like I think I'm gonna hate this. But anyway, I'm gonna go into all of these with an open mind. I want to like be pleasantly surprised. If I can read something and go, oh, that was quite nice actually, then that's great. Is it going to happen? Probably not, but we can try. Next is a historical fiction from the year 2000 BC. I don't even know how you can make a story. Like, how do you write a book set that long ago? That's crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna give it a try. I'm genuinely quite curious, but I think that probably a book this like set this long ago is probably going to be very plot heavy, I assume, because they probably aren't making it to talk about the characters' feelings. Maybe, I don't know. If they do, then that would be amazing. If they can like properly capture like what it feels like to be like a 4,000 years ago ooga booga caveman, but like I'm a bit skeptical. Okay, and the last one is just this book. Is this even a book? It's kind of like a zine, but a very professional zine about poison, about like the history of poison, how it's been used in different countries and different cultures. It's a really beautiful book, like, and it's like half in Korean, half in English. This will be really quick to read. Okay, so this is my TBR. This is a lot of books actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've never had 10 books in TBR before. But like, I mean, I think some of these I'm gonna probably like half of them. I'm gonna be like hell no like immediately. So I think it's gonna be fine. I mean, like worst case scenario, I just don't read all of them. But like, yeah, this is like probably the. Ugh, I'm like excited to read them. I'm excited to read them, and also like kind of apprehensive because if I hate them all, then it's just gonna be like an entire month of just misery. Okay, so I've actually already gone through 4 books, and it's April 4th, so pretty good. The first two, the first two that I read was like Paradise Rot, which was like it was labeled as horror, but it was just like literary fiction. It was very, it's like a novella. It was very crass. Like there was a lot of vivid descriptions of like people going to bathrooms. I'm just gonna say, um, which was interesting. I actually kind of liked it. Like I liked how disgusting it was because it was like not shying away from just like the regular like realities of life as that people go to bathrooms. I don't know. That sounds crazy. I kind of liked how it didn't shy away from being like quite vulgar at certain points. It it's kind of hard to review a book that's 150 pages without getting spoilers. So I'm going to give some mild spoilers here. It did have, it like, there was like the main character, a girl, kind of a very extreme of consciousness, talking about her moving to an apartment and her kind of developing a relationship, but is it a relationship with another girl that she lives with? And then there's like some other random guy that kind of just pops in and who kind of is just shitty. And the book kind of explores themes of like compulsory heterosexuality and like people being in denial of being by denial. Um, yeah. I liked what it was trying to do. I really liked the writing, but it was kind of online said it gave it a 3.5, and I give it a 3.5 as well. I think this book was like fine. I was kind of bored actually. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't terrible, but it was like exactly how it was rated. The next one, 1,000 Hills. I think this had like a 4-star rating, but like 10 people had rated it, so it was like could have been terrible, could have been amazing. And it definitely was Christian literature to some extent, I think, but also like it did not paint Christians in particularly good light at the end of it. By the end of it, um, the first 2/3 were really kind of boring, with kind of just like setting up just like the everyday life of this 10-year-old African Christian boy living in Rwanda in the 90s. But then the last 1/3 was like, it was so hard hitting. Actually, it was like really hard. Like, I was very much in tears when I was reading this because like Jimmy Cricket, like I thought it was a kid's book or like maybe it was YA. I still don't entirely know what it is, but like this is a very heavy book for like YA. This is a very heavy book for like the target audience, especially in the 2/3. You're kind of like, oh, okay. I guess they're just gonna kind of, they're not gonna be that detailed about like the things that happened in Rwanda in the 90s. Which, yeah, this I gave it a 4 stars, the same as everyone else. So, so far the ratings online have been very accurate to my taste. Okay, the next one I started to read was like Justice is a Woman, and it's like from the 90s, written about the 1920s, and it's meant to be exploring like class dynamics in relationships. This is not for me. I got so bored at the very start. It's like, as I see it, sir, you're a traitor to your class, and I just like, I don't know. I don't need like the 90s perspective of like unions and classism in the 20s. I mean, maybe it would have some interesting things to say, but it was just, I was just kind of bored. So I got through like 30 pages. The last book was this like, is it even a book? It's just like this tiny thing on like poisons. Apparently the people that made this have made an actual like really thick, really decent book, which is like really expensive. But I have the really cheap version. But it kind of just seems like they'd taken really interesting things and just condensed it down into like incredibly boring, like Chat GPT summaries of things. I don't think it's written by Chat GPT because this was done in the 2025 Nyon
2025년
Korean. Yeah, it was written in 2025. So maybe it has been summarized by Chat GPT. It just kind of was very just like factual but like soulless. It sounds like such a cool concept, but yeah, this like unfortunately tried to do everything, but then by trying to do everything, it did nothing. And the 2 books that I am currently reading, What We Owe the Dead. This is such a nice book, but I actually haven't started reading it since like my last when I filmed the intro to this video. It's just not drawing me in. I'm on page 20. Yeah, this is where I'm up to. I'm just kind of, you just have that feeling like I should read a book, but I kind of feel like it almost feels like homework. Like I don't like I don't want to read it. I feel like I have to read it out of obligation, and I don't think that's like really how a book should make me feel. But I should push. And I've just started reading this last night. This is like an Australian classic. If you like were a child in the 90s, you probably have seen this or had read this. And kids' books can be hit or miss because you kind of like, it was fun as a child, but like, will it be good as an adult? This is really funny. This is really fun and kind of insane. Like, the first page 7, the child is like, of course, like, dad and stepmom are happy because they've got sex, but the rest of us don't. Like, like, why is this in a children's book? But yeah, it's like originally like 6 books, and they've like combined it into one, like omnibus sort of thing. But it's, yeah, not like omnibus like manga, but so far it's going very well. I was really worried I'd like put myself into a reading slump, by doing this video that like I would get so bored of everything that I would be like kind of just I would give up on reading. But so far, I'm doing really well. Okay, so it's April 14th, and I kind of forgot to check in, but basically I'm almost done with everything. So these are the books. These are the books I need to talk about. I'll talk about the ones that were total flops first. I tried to read Stonehenge. This was like even the people that like read this sort of book, like historical fiction, seem to rate this quite low. And for me, someone who doesn't really read this sort of stuff, it just was, I don't know, it was really plot heavy, and I got really bored really quickly. I think I got like 20 pages in, and I just thought like, no, not for me. Sorry. So that one's gone. So did I talk about this already? Why I had this? I was on holiday to Italy last year. I found it really cheap. They had a bunch of different facts about different cities and stuff. So I did read all of like the history of Rome and like the environment of Rome. It was really interesting stuff. And that was like 20 pages probably, and then the rest of it is just like, here are some cafes you can go to that are popular in the year 2008. So I think I'm just gonna like turn this into like scrapbooking junk because I don't really see anyone else wanting to buy this. It's kind of trash, to be honest. So I don't regret buying it, but it definitely was, after like one day I was kind of like, I was pretty done. Um, we have the best Australian short stories. So it starts at 1859 and it goes up until 1988. I read the first two and then the last one. The first two were um, the first one was okay. The second one was pretty boring. The second one was like, it was like a murder mystery, but there was only two characters, and the person that was suspicious was the murderer. So it was kind of like, what's the point? um, there were some interesting things to read. Like, it was kind of interesting reading things from this like long ago. Like, for example, they describe a person who's 50 as elderly. Is it because people died so much younger then? I don't know. They kept censoring out the word damn. And then at one point, a guy says something is unpossible instead of instead of impossible. It's like very, it reminds me of The Simpsons. Like, that's impossible. Um, and yeah, and then one that the late 80s was about people living on welfare, and like, I just think I don't really love literary fiction. I always think that I do, but I actually don't. Well, I mean, it's like fine, but it's very rarely like amazing. And then literary fiction, but like short stories. I also don't really like short stories, as I'm learning. And so just like that combination plus things from the late 1800s Australia is just so many things that I would not like put into one book. And so unsurprisingly, I didn't like this. It was quite boring. I literally only read three stories, and unfortunately, we won't be able to find out what this story is about. You can, your guess is as good as mine. I can see what they were trying to do, having like different short stories going throughout time. It's like a really amazing concept, but it's just not for me. I don't think it's necessarily bad. It's just like only a certain sort of person would enjoy this book, and I'm not that person. Okay, the last one is What We Owe the Dead. I really have been trying to read this, but like at first it was kind of like I would read like 10 pages and it would kind of feel like just like an amount of time had passed. Like it was like I wasn't getting any enjoyment out of it. It wasn't bad, it wasn't good, it just like was happening, which is not really what a book should be doing. And then it started to get to a point where I felt quite exhausted having to read it. I felt quite tedious. I think I like really like the design. The design of the book is so nice. The idea of it is so nice, but it's just a bit of a like a plotless mystery. Like, I don't really know who the characters were. I looked at the blurb and found out the main character is a woman. I thought it was like the I mean, maybe I missed it, but like, I don't know, it's just like not really gripping me. There's like nothing. I don't even know who the characters are. I don't really care about them. I don't care about their motives. I don't exactly understand what the story is meant to be doing. Like, it's meant to be a mystery, but like, what are they solving? What's happening? And I kind of don't have the energy to wait. I'm a quarter of the way into the book, and by now I should know what the book is about, and I don't know. I'm not going to get rid of this one, but I think I'm just going to like soft DNF it, and then eventually, when I get back to Australia, I'll continue it. But for now, I don't know, it's not for me. And that brings me to the last book that I have, and I'm still really enjoying this. It's like I'm up to page 180 out of 350, which is a lot of pages for a kid's book, isn't it? It's very plot heavy, and I'm not a huge fan of plot heavy books. Like my analogy is kind of like it's kind of like McDonald's. It's like fun when you eat it occasionally, but like if you had it every day, then you'd feel kind of gross. I feel like that with plot heavy books is like it's very entertaining, very indulgent, but like I get really bored really quickly. I really need to like have deep characters. I think the characters are really well written. For like a kid's book, like they're kind of the main boy in this is kind of coming to terms with the fact that his like dad who abandoned him doesn't care about him or love him, which is like quite heavy, and like kids books never talk about that stuff, and I think it's kind of a shame because like so many kids deal with that. And like the amount of TV shows and movies where there's like the dead parent trope where there's like one parent who's passed away, and I think that's meant to be like a stand-in for like children who feel that they've been abandoned by their parents. And I feel like it's the reality we live in. We really should have more stories that kind of discuss that and kind of have that as parts of the themes of the book. So I really respect the authors, what they are doing. I also realized that I actually met these authors when I was a child. Like I went, they had like a book, I had like a book talk, and I remember them saying that they would like, because it's two people, and they would write their chapter, which is like 10 pages long, and then they would like send it off to the next person, and they would continue the chapters. So like, you can kind of tell that they're kind of making all of this up on the spot. There's like so many plot holes. They're just things just like conveniently work out or just change, and like doesn't really make much sense. It almost kind of feels like fan fiction almost. It's kind of like amateurishness, but also at the same time they're really talented writers. A bit amateurish, but at the same time like I'm really enjoying it. I really like it. But I was hoping to have finished it by the time I'd got rid of all the other books, but like I'm still halfway through. I'm going to talk about all the books now, even though I haven't finished this, and then I'll just kind of like edit in my final thoughts of this book after because I already have everything set up. So bear with me. Okay, I finally finished this book. Also, if you're ever wondering if you've ever seen this in the background of my videos, that's what this is. Um, so I finished this book, and I'm going to say it started as a 4 star and like slowly got worse and worse because I just felt like the plot just was dragging. It was like just like kind of endless wacky adventures, wackiness going on and on. And admittedly, when I've seen like when children write things, it's often just like a plotless mess, and clearly that's what children love. So like I can't really fault the book because like I'm not the target audience. But I did get kind of I got kind of exhausted the more I read this. The last 50 pages I listened to the audiobook, which is also very jarring. As someone who's been living in Taiwan for a long time, I never hear the Australian accent. And so like when I click on the audiobook and it's like, oh hello Dawn, let's get in the car. It's like, ugh. I get like jump scared by my own people. Anyway, I ended up giving like a 3.5 stars, but like I felt like by the end it was 3 stars. From the beginning it was like 4 stars, so I guess it averages out to a 3.5. Sure. I almost forgot to talk about this book. This book is so amazing. Okay, so um, it's called Human Protector Academy. It's about a school that like these things go to where they're like trying to. I don't even know how to explain it. They're just trying. It's kind of like a whimsical school for like trying to bring hope and joy into the world. It's like very silly. It's not like, it's like kind of like non-fiction, but like fake non-fiction. Um, maybe I'll do some B-roll of this because this is probably out of focus. But like, um, there's just like so many, just like silly characters and just like silly things going on, and just like talking about, what are they even talking about? Just like I don't know, the power of love and stuff like that. It's so cute. It's just it's like so silly, it's so fun. So this, and also just like really aesthetically pleasing. Yeah, this book brought me a lot of joy. In total, what have I got? 4 straight up DNFs. 2 that I finished that were mid. 1 that I've soft DNF'd. 3 that I really really like. Talking about all of the books that I read, so I had a total of 10 books. This book was 4 stars. This book was, I think also 4 stars. I loved these books. So 2 of them I really really enjoyed. Um, then there's the third book that I finished, which, sorry, the third book that I haven't finished yet that I also probably would be reading, but I have four, I'm guessing. So three were really good, are really good. Another two that I finished. This one was kind of average and I'm getting rid of it. Now that I finished it, this one was not very good, and I think it was just written by ChatGPT. This one's a little bit boring, but I'm probably going to hold on to it. Okay, and then the ones I'm getting rid of. So, didn't finish this one. This one was boring, didn't finish it. Didn't finish this, didn't finish this. So overall, this was like a really helpful thing to do. I managed to get rid of like 6 books. I didn't go into like a reading slump or anything like that I was kind of worried about. But it helped me clear out a bunch of books, and I feel like now I can like look at my bookshelf and like know what I want to focus on next. Cool. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.